Dear students, I have come with the new module, classification of data. So if I'll tell you the introduction, what is classification? Classification is grouping of related facts into different groups. See, for example, in a class, students are there who got distinction, who got first class, who got pass percentage, who are failed. So we can divide it into four classification. The students in a class, we can divide it into four groups. So facts in one class or group will differ from those in another group. Those who got distinction is different from those who got first class. So like this we can differentiate the characteristics when you're putting them into proper groups. So classification is based on the common characteristics. See here in the example, the marks will be the deciding factor to which category or which group they belong. The best example for classification is sorting of letters in a post office. They sort the letters according to the area so that they are dividing or they are classifying the letters. Now, what are the objectives of classification? First one is to arrange the data into few groups having common features. So the common features, all the students who got distinction, we are dividing into one group. All the students who have failed, we are putting it into one group. So if we want to make comparisons or draw inferences and locate facts. So if you want to concentrate on the students who failed in the subject, it's easy because we are getting in one classification who are the number of students who failed in the subject. Third point is to highlight significant features of data at a glance. One side, if you have 2 or 3 students failed, if you got 20 students who got distinction out of 100 students, then it's a good sign for the teacher and for the college or the institution. So highlight significant features. This many students got distinction from this class for all the subjects or one subject. So this is a significant, we can highlight the significant features of data at a glance. Fourth point is to give prominence to important information. Giving importance to certain features. See, distinction, first class, pass percentage, failed. We are giving importance to each and every information. Now continuing with that, to drop unnecessary information. See, 1 or 2 students discontinued the course. Those students we will not include in the classification. So we can drop unnecessary information because there is no point in continuing with the information of students who cancel their admission. Next is classification is the basis for tabulation and analysis of data. So classification is the first step. When we get the classified data, we will make tabulation and from tabulation we will analyze the data. Next point is to get a mental picture of objects for presentation and conception. That meaning now we are going to learn about the diagrammatic presentation of data. We can present the data using bar diagram, pie chart, all the diagrams. So it will be more convincing for the reader and it will be more communicating to the reader and it will have a lasting effect on the reader's mind. Next is to summarize data can be easily understood and remembered. So easily we can remember that if you see a diagram or if you see a table, if the data is not classified, we are not able to get any idea from the data. But even it's classified, divided into groups, we are getting some information and that we can remember also. Now, types of classification, we are dividing into 4. This classification is based on the objectives or purpose of inquiry. So, first one is geographical classification, second is chronological classification, third is qualitative classification, and fourth is quantitative classification. We are going to explain one by one in detail. So first one is geographical classification. As the name indicates, what is geographical classification? Classifying data based on the geographical or locational differences between the items. Karnataka, Kerala, Chennai, all these states, if you are dividing the data, then you can call it as geographical classification. So it can be states, districts, zones, regions, different districts, anything like that you can present the data. 2 examples I am giving. Population figures collected. We will analyze state-wise. Similarly, GST collected by different states. We are presenting in the form of geographical classification. Now, chronological classification. As the name indicates, chronology means it's the year-wise classification. So, when data is observed over a period of time, so that is known as chronological classification. GST collected from 2002 to 2020 or GST collected from 2008 to 2020. So this is chronological. Year-wise we are presenting the data. So when the data is collected on the basis of time. So time is the deciding factor for classification in this case. So examples, food grains production recorded from 2000 to 2020. Next, it is usually recorded from the earliest period. So if you are recording food grains production from 2000 to 2020, we will start the first year as 2000, so that we can make the very good clarification, that is whether it's showing an increasing trend or a declining trend. So that is why the earlier year we will take it as the beginning year. Now the third classification is qualitative classification. So you have to remember that all the information we cannot measure in terms of numbers. Some information we can measure as a quality, honesty, beauty, employment, intelligence. All this we can be measured in terms of characteristics. But later there are techniques, I told you, scaling techniques, and we will use, and with this qualitative information we will convert it into quantitative information for statistical analysis. So this is, if you are classifying the data based on any qualitative information which is not capable of direct measurement into quantitative terms or numbers, then we call this classification as qualitative classification. So this data can be converted into quantitative data using scaling techniques. Now the third point, also called as descriptive classification or classification with respect to attributes. So the attribute meaning what is the characteristic we are studying. So this classification is used when the attribute under study cannot be measured. Beauty, intelligence, honesty, satisfaction, all these are the attributes. So it is possible to find out whether it's present or absent in the data we are collecting. So are you employed? Yes or no? So that is the answer we will get. How you are satisfied? Somewhat satisfied, dissatisfied, not satisfied. All these explanations, all these measures we can measure, and later we will convert them into quantitative terms. Now there are subdivisions for this. 3 subdivisions are there. One is simple classification, second is twofold or dichotomous classification, and third is manifold classification. So the first one, if you see, simple classification. The population we are dividing with just 2 attributes, blinds and non-blinds. Why we are doing this? We are not doctors. Who are doing research is not a doctor. So only doctors can measure the blindness of a patient. Whereas here when a researcher is doing that, when he will collect only 2 information, whether he is blind or not blind. Now when we will come to the second classification, dichotomous classification. The present level we are dividing again into one more classification. So population, blinds, non-blinds, again blind and non-blind we are dividing into male and female. So 2 variables are studied or presented in this diagram, then it is known as dichotomous classification. Now the third one is one more characteristic we are adding. So population, male, female, then whether literate or illiterate. So 3 characteristics we are showing. Population, male and female, then blind, non-blind, literate, illiterate. So 3 characteristics we are studying, then it is called manifold classification. Now we are coming to the last classification, that is quantitative classification. This is the most popular classification we are using, and this is dealing with the numbers. We are directly measuring the values and we are dealing with the numbers. So the first point is, if the data is classified on the basis of phenomenon which is capable of quantitative measurement. So many examples, marks we can measure, income, expenditure, height, weight, all these measures we can directly measure in terms of numbers. So quantitative phenomena under study is known as a variable. So this whatever we are studying, if you are studying marks, mark is the variable. So this classification is also known as classification by variables. Now if you see that example, one table I have given, marks and the number of students. So here you have to remember the variable is the weight. So it's not the marks, it's the weight. So weight of students and the frequency is the number of students. This is the module I want to explain, and we'll see with the next module. Thank you.